Hey guys, welcome again to our vlog. This is Lynn from give.asia. In today's vlog, let's talk about community fundraising or fundraising for community project. I divided the talk into four main parts. The first part, I will talk about what is community fundraising, then move on to why organization and non-profit charity should do community fundraising. And I will follow up with what are the tips to make into a successful community fundraising project and what are the steps involved. Let's move on to the next part. Community fundraising is about mobilizing communities to support your cause. It is what many people think of when they think of the term fundraising and can comprise events, bake sales, raffles, table sales, and much more. The basis of community fundraising is that a large audience gives small donations. And a key feature of community fundraising is that this is largely unpaid and carried out often by volunteers in the local community. For all the popularity of community fundraising, it is also one of the least cost-effective means of generating income for your cause. This is because the donor often gets something in return. For instance, for a charity raffle, the organization might have the outgoing cost of paying for the prizes or the cost of booking bands and food for a fundraising ball. Only 1% of all charity incomes comes from community fundraising. However, there's more benefit out there, and in the next part, I will explain what are those and why organizations should take on community fundraising. So the benefits of community fundraising, some organizations may have a certain amount of money that they want to raise for the community fundraising. But as I already mentioned in the previous part, this kind of fundraising is not always cost effective. But at the same time, the benefit doesn't always come as a form of money. So what are all the benefits? First of all, it is an opportunity to raise awareness of your organization in the local community. Second of all, it helps you to find new individual donors and volunteers, which is the main human resources for your organization to keep going on. The third reason is it can help your group to build up credibility within the whole community. The fourth one, this kind of fundraising can be used to give recognition to your donors and to your volunteers, which is one of the ways to encourage the stakeholders for your organization. And this way of fundraising also educate the public about your cause and your work. So this is your chance. You can take it and you can tell people. And it can provide unrestricted income for your organization. So there you go. Sometimes the benefits can come as a form of money, finance, but above on that, that's all about the brand awareness and how you can build up the credibility so that you can work together with your local community to bring the help to the people in need. So now I'm going to show you what are 6 steps to organize a community project fundraising campaign. Step number 1 is recruiting and managing volunteers. So plan on recruiting, training, and motivating them to stay with your organization. And you also may to prepare a solution for the scenarios such as burnout or the volunteers come and go, it's kind of replacing them when they drop out. Step number 2 is choosing your fundraising activities. So make sure you have a look at other successful businesses and see if they work for your organizations, because each of us are different as well as our organization that we work for. So we might as well decide what type of fundraising activity that suit your human resource capacity and also the finance capacity. Also, make sure you decide the date, the venue, and the size of the event. And keep in mind about your goals and your budget as well. Step number 3, promoting your campaign. So again, as any other fundraising campaign, there's no point of having everything in place, preparing, execute, and then telling nobody about that. So you have to tell people about what you are doing. Get the local press involved, including community leaders, and you also can consider for paying off the advertisement or paying for Facebook boost of the event on social media channels. Make sure you also think about set up a hashtag for social media and use it before, during, and after the activity. Step number 4 is you can think about finding a celebrity or KOL to endorse your project. So when you engage a celebrity living in the community to support the organization and its aims or becomes its patron, celebrity endorsement can actually increase the awareness, participation rate. However, be wisely with who you want to collaborate. Sometimes things can turn south, or it might have some cost involved. Step number 5 is running the activities effectively. So the very top tip that I really want to share with charity and non-profits are spend only half of your planning and implementation time on ensuring that you will have enough people, which is like the potential donor as well involved in the event. So this way you can make extras, or after all the costs you have something left for the benefits. Step number 6 is following up after activity. So make sure you thank everyone, all your donors and the supporters and the volunteers that help you make the event successful. And when the dust has settled, review how the activity went. This way you can gain some more insight for your similar future events. So I'm gonna give you some tips when you do the fundraising project for your community. So tips number 1 is to make sure you remember the Pareto principle. So according to the principle, 20 of your customers or donors base will generate 80% of your revenue and vice versa. And 80% of the work will be done by 20% of your volunteers. So you cannot afford to lose any of that 20. Tips number 2 is to know your message. Can you explain who you are, what you are all about, and why someone should support you in 15 seconds? This may result in how many people want to participate in your campaign. Tips number 3 is not always about the money. So make sure you remember not to lose any money, but fundraising is not just about raising money, it's also about building up a relationship with your community for the longer term. So tips number 4 is to make sure you be responsive to your volunteer needs. Some volunteers will need a lot of help and may be looking to undertake a specific task, while others will want a lot more independence to organize their event. So the best events are often organized by enthusiastic volunteers bringing their own idea to fruition with support, not instruction from the charity. Another tip, and the very last tip, is again, it's not about all the benefit or the money you can raise, but it's more about the brand awareness and how to connect with your donors. So don't forget to send your supporters, your donors, your volunteers a thank you note. Community fundraising is all about relationships, and so if you missed a thank you or not taking someone's effort seriously, it could have significant consequences. So make sure everyone knows their contribution to your organization is valued. Thank you for all your attention today, and I hope you enjoyed the materials. If you have any questions or would you like to run a community fundraising project through our platform give.asia, please do not be hesitate to do so. If you have any difficulties, please drop me an email. I'll be more than happy to help. Thank you. Bye.